what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Hey, how you doing? My name's Heero. Full disclosure before we get started, I am already vaccinated. And as a person who's already vaccinated, I take great pride in that because I care about the people I am surrounded by on a day-to-day ability, right? It's too late. It took you too long, and I'm already feeling myself. So we're going with this. I feel I love people more than people love themselves sometimes, and that's a hard concept to believe. But if you've ever been a parent or responsible for the life of someone else, it's not that hard to believe how you can actually care for somebody more than they care for themselves. Self-preservation used to be the defining factor that determined our ability to procreate, because self-preservation, above all else, should be everyone's objective. But what happens when self-preservation is clouded judgment? There's a great documentary on Netflix right now that talks about the origin of misinformation and how anti-vax conversations started, and how it took off from a Facebook group where a mom made an allegation about what her doctor told her and how she just ran with it. But the truth is, she never went to the doctor. She just couldn't afford. It's crazy. She literally couldn't afford the medication, and out of spite for not having the money for the medication. So in a way, we can say anti-vax theories and things like that populated from our capitalist nature due to our corrupt and poor healthcare system, because this whole anti-vax thing doesn't really exist outside of the U.S. The U.S. is responsible for sharing 80% of misinformation in the world. So when people come to you and they don't have like their facts in order, they don't have anything, or they say these class words, do your own research, just know they can't do their own research. You can't do it, because it behooves a researcher to woefully go out and waste their time on something that has been proven. You could refine research. You could find better ways. You could find algorithms to make a research more pertinent to it. Or you could use extended research from somewhere else that has been used to propose a situation that's been proven. And then instead of you going all the way back to the beginning to prove a sample, you just pick up where they left off using the thesis and the proven theories to move forward. That's how the medical and the scientific community moves forward. Sorry, I hit the mic. I know a lot about this because my master's was in forensic pathology. I literally could never go to court unless I had my P's and Q's, my I's and T's dotted and crossed. And I've been humiliated on the stands before, and I have outright destroyed people on the stands before. I take great pride in knowing the damaging effects that I could do. But more importantly than any of that is the ability for me to have zero concern about making facts, because statements that I make are based in science, and that's just in the law book. It's not debatable. So with that being said, I then beg the question for the people who are always concerned about the vaccines and stuff. And my sister posed this question: what more do you need? When we were at the peak of seeing people die from this vaccine, 800,000 people died from this disease. What more did you need? What's your argument? You could be like, people got well, but people died. And you could be like, 1% of the population didn't even die. So if 1% of the population died, which would be about 3.3 million, that would suffice. That would be enough for you to be like, okay, cool, I take this. So you need 3.3 million people to die for you to be impressed? I'm not doing it because there's not enough research out there. You couldn't read all the research that was out there. If you started reading today, you literally would not be able to finish reading all of the research by the end of the month. Even if you put it times 12, Google Translate and Google Read, and 4 books were being read to you at the same time, you could never clear all the books and research by the end of the month. In what? 8 days if it's 30, and 9 days if it's 31. Without Facebook, a lot of people wouldn't even have the ability to say that they have anti-vax ideas. And most anti-vax ideas aren't even people's own ideas. I heard from somewhere, I got it from this. You can recreate the experiments. They literally have a methodology, toxology, and a process and procedures, developmental status. You could do this on your own. Obviously, you need a little bit of money for financing and stuff like this, but why pay for it when you can get it up from your Uncle Phil on Facebook? People always talk about like the people who aren't, helping us get back to normal. I just want to know, like, what are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? Like, if you know someone personally who has died from the shot, you wouldn't have any other reason, but you don't. Oh, I'm waiting on to see the results. I could die tomorrow. Motherfuckers not. What does that mean? And to Eric's point, he's saying I'm a genetic specimen. He might have a point, but it still doesn't change the fact that I don't know anyone that's died from the shot. But I do know people who had heart conditions and were terrified of the consequences of not getting the shot and going outside. Because I'm outside. I'm in the gym, baby. I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that. Hey. But I truly think people who don't want to jump on board with us are selfish. And they're selfish for, I believe, wrong reasons. Because there's no camaraderie in that. You owe it to yourself first. And the tragic situation for all you people that haven't noticed, if you're watching the TV, the commercial I saw during the Rick and Morty, shout out to Rick and Morty, season 5 is out. I love it. It was hilarious. Oh, I should have done a review of that. That would have been real popular right now. Poor planning, Heero. Poor planning. But yeah, I'm out here running. Yeah, Nafi, tell him I'm out here running. I'm an animal. But you could have. I lost my train of thought because I thought about Rick and Morty. But basically, we could be back to normal. So it's like, what are you waiting for? Like, what would it take? Because that's the thing that I noticed. Like, even if you answer the questions of people who are resistant, like, you just have, what would it take? Some people prove their selfishness. Well, if I can't travel, then I'll take it. Okay, so you're cool. Hey, be selfish. It's your life. Do what you want. But like, be selfish with the purpose. Oh, some people went and got it when West Virginia offered people guns. Okay, sure. Stupid. If it works, more power to you. A free pizza, donut here and there. Whatever your cause is, just name your price. I would much rather prefer we say it like that. Tell us what it's going to take for you to take the shot, because, oh yeah, I remember I said, those commercials that I was talking about is that the test kit now, Abbott Labs now has a test kit for you to buy. And you best believe now that there's a way for them to make money where you have to buy a kit, those in-person tests are going away. And just think about the trajectory from the time that the test was said to be free to the time that it came out to market to be purchased. Now put that same theory into the effects of the vaccine. And when the vaccine is no longer free and it costs $1,300, but they're saying to nurses right now in hospitals in Texas that you can't come back to work unless you get it. Schools, you can't come back to school till you get it. When you can't get the shot for free anymore, you have to pay $1,500 for something that was free to you. I don't want to hear nothing. No one complaining about the price. I almost wish they just increased the price of it now, because I got it. Fuck yourself. Oh, and I'm gonna vax shame everybody. I'm gonna vax shame everybody who don't. If you don't want to get this shot, I'm gonna vax shame you. Unadulterated, unrenounced, unapologetic harassment. No, I just totally disagree. I totally disagree because most anti-vax people don't want to get it because they enjoy the camaraderie of being contrary. Period. They want to be able to say that they said no to something, that they just want to be opposite. Period. If these are the same people that keep raising their fucking hand in the middle of a meeting, asking questions, even though we're 30 minutes over our time. These are the same people that remind your teacher about homework. These are the same people that come with a written note because they don't want to get in a swimming pool because they don't look good in their two-piece. Shut up. The world's on fire. The water's fine. Hop on in. We can do better than this. America literally almost yeah, listen to Nafi. America almost fell apart because an orange man in a red tie told you to buck against the system. Unfortunately for you, 800 people died due to the consequences of that. We got it under control to some extent with this new administration, but once again, Japan's about to have the Olympics, so I'm terrified for that. And this is going to be something that happens over and over again. So it's super interesting. And once again, and to Eric's point, I literally have the fact sheet for this, so it's kind of crazy that you brought this up. But like, I didn't hope for it, but since you did bring it up, I literally have the story here about how that's false and how America's gonna miss the July vaccination rate. But in this article that I've already gone over before, that's literally a form of misinformation. So Eric, you're announcing misinformation, and if you can't admit that, then that's showing that you don't care about the science. You don't care about the facts. You care about your feelings more. You care about being right more than you care about telling the truth. And you just have to be able to say that. So if you come to me from that angle, then I don't have to try and explain anything to you. But if you come to me with misinformation, I assume you don't know. And then when I correct you, if you still fight it, then I need you just to admit that you don't care. And that's what I need. That's what I need. Right? So tell me you don't care. Tell me you're selfish wholeheartedly and you only care about yourself. Don't make up the excuse that you want to see how other people are doing because millions of people have already gotten it. Millions of people have already gotten it, and millions of people haven't died from it. So what more proof do you need? You're one of your best friends got it. I don't stick to walls and I don't have magnetism powers. That sucks, but I'm perfectly fine. So it's like, what is it? What are you waiting for? What do you need? Once again, what do you need to get it? So I don't know. What do you guys need? If you haven't gotten this and you're watching this video and the vaccine costs $1,500 now per dose, tell me, back then, what would it have taken for you to take this? Other than, you not being completely oblivious to science facts or just common sense. Tell me what it would have taken for you to do the right thing, not only for yourself, but for your fellow Americans. Since we're all about that righteous red, white, and blue out here, America. Fuck yeah. Oh, it's not true in Texas. Oh, so you were withholding some information. Interesting. Okay. So, give me the stats of Texas. And if you're going to tell me that 97 to 93%, that means 3% of people died. So once again, you're okay with 3% of people dying from it. Like, that doesn't help your argument. But hey, this is that Dane Booth. Take care of yourself. Put on your mask. Take your shot. And above all else, take care of each other. Be good to one another. Because for those of you that have seen The Quiet Place 2, you already know it ain't as pretty as people make it out there to seem. So let's make sure we're doing all we can. And
We can catch the vibes, but it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night, don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibes.